Hello, welcome to American Baker in Germany, where the ingredients are German and the baker is American. I'm Michelle, and today we are continuing our Baking Basics series, and we are talking about why we punch down yeast. This is actually from a comment that I got, and it's amazing how many people think that they know better, and they just are like yelling at me on the comments, and they say things like, why are you punching down the yeast? You're just, knocking all the air out of it. You're right, I am. You're right. And let me tell you why. So that's what we're talking about today. Let's get started.
Here's some information from masterclass.com. Punching down dough refers to the motion used for deflating air pockets in bread dough. This step releases carbon dioxide, relaxes the gluten, and redistributes the yeast cells in bread dough. When the yeast cells are redistributed, they get better access to moisture and sugar in the dough. The result is increased fermentation and an improved second rise. This will allow you to more successfully knead the dough into the desired shape. You see, yeast is a living organism. We buy it in a dormant state. The first rising is meant to allow the now activated yeast to multiply to the amount needed for the entire amount of dough. With few exceptions, the air bubbles are not meant to be kept. That's a great way to have a big loaf of bread that is hollow in the middle. I kind of feel like this is enough information, but just for good measure, pun intended, let's see what can happen if you don't. Yeast bread recipes typically require 2 stages of proofing, also known as rising. After the first rise, it's important to punch down the dough to prevent it from overproofing. Overproofed bread is dense and unable to retain the gas bubbles necessary for the structure of the bread loaf. Let the dough rise to double its original size before punching down. So how do you punch down dough? It's just like what it sounds. You punch it with your fist. It's actually quite satisfying. I can recommend it as a way to release aggression. Fold the sides to the inside and knead it a few times. That's enough. Now you can shape it into whatever shape you need. Loaf, breadsticks, rolls, pizza dough, cinnamon rolls, etc. Masterclass.com also informs me of the following. Folding dough is another effective method for degassing bread dough. The most notable difference between these two methods is the difference in texture they create. Punching down the dough creates a fine, tight crumb with minimal air pockets. Folding dough creates an open, airy crumb with lots of air pockets. Folding dough is the favored method for artisan bread bakers who make sourdough bread and baguettes. A combination of folding and punching can create a happy medium. Consider combining techniques to discover your preferred texture. I did not know that, so if you prefer folding, that is another legit method. However, we don't punch down bread dough because we think it's fun. There are real reasons. And for future reference, I am happier to share information if it is nicely asked instead of accusing me of not knowing what I'm doing. Just a tip. I will also include the link to the masterclass article in the description box if you want to check that out. For more recipes and tutorials, visit our website at AmericanBakerInGermany.com. We're also on Facebook and Instagram. Subscribe for more tutorials.